All right. Well, we are going to get started reclined today. We're going to be starting on our backs. I'm going to recommend Supta Baddha Kavasana, which means feet, the palms of our feet pressed together and knees fall out wide. We are going to be here for about 10 breaths. So if that feels touchy on your hip flexors or your low spine, the second option is to bring your feet out as wide as the mat. Let your knees fall in together for constructive rest. And then final option is to find whatever variation is comfortable for you. You can go into full Shavasana, just keep your knees bent. However, you will be able to settle in to your inner landscape, your inner dialogue, and to really focus in on your intention. Another option for Supta Baddha Kavasana is if you have jars or yoga blocks or something, you can place it underneath your knees to give yourself a little bit more support. And then once you find the foot variation that feels right to you, go ahead and bring one hand to heart and one hand to belly and allow your breaths to become a little bit deeper, a little bit more intentional, and a little bit more with ease, a little bit more satiating, filling up that oxygen, feeling that oxygen enter in through your nose, travel down through your throat, into your lungs, and all the way into your belly. Try and take a beat at the top of your inhale, holding those lungs, that air in your lungs. And then as you exhale, ease into the sensation of gravity. You can even let your eyes go fuzzy or maybe even take them closed. And then just check in where we are today. Check in with your breath, with the body, with the mind, and begin to focus in on the thing that you want to shift from I want into I intend for your intention. And focusing in on all of those little sensations that bubble up with that statement. For me personally, it is to stay present in the moment and to really experience all the little things that are happening, noticing the bird call outside or the breeze with the different leaves in the wind right now. I am finding myself searching for distraction and searching for disassociation. So pulling myself back into the moment, pulling myself back into those tiny sensations has really been the intention I'm focusing in on this week. And if that sounds like a good intention for you, please join me. Or if there's anything else that's calling to you, feel free to find whatever it is you want to shift from I want to I intend. Let's find one more big breath here in whatever variation of reclined pose you have, whichever you need, and fill up completely into that intention. Inhale into your lungs, into your belly, and then all the way down into every single cell in your body. Feel every cell puff up just a little bit with that sensation of oxygen. And then send that intention out into the universe with your exhale. On your next inhale, bring a little bit more focus back into your eyes, bring a little bit more sensation back into your body, and allow your knees to come to neutral, whether that means heel toeing them in towards midline, using your hands to support your knees. And then go ahead and just find some nice gentle windshield wipers with your legs. As you exhale, let them fall to the right. Inhale, come up through mid. Exhale, fall to the left. Just beginning to wake up our side bodies, wake up the sensation. Inhale through mid. Using your breath to travel through these sensations, using that exhale to begin to feel that little bit of stretch, little bit of sensation, maybe through your quad, maybe through your hip flexor. And then on an inhale, come back through neutral once you're balanced. And then let that left leg go long. Inhale that right leg up in towards your chest. Give yourself a squeeze here. Maybe some nice little ankle rotations, opposite direction. And then move that knee out of the way of your ribs. Give yourself a little bit of a tighter squeeze. We're really early on in class, So just see where your body is, where your sensation is. And then as you exhale, gently let that left hand guide that right knee over towards the left hand side, finding a nice gentle twist. Again, super early on in class, we just want our shoulders to stay settled on the earth. You don't have to go as deep as you usually do. Here is my assistant yoga teacher entering in. Hopefully he is quiet today. Let's find 2 more breaths into this side. Just seeing how this gentle little sensation can keep you on your mat, can keep you in the moment, finding the areas you can send your breath to rather than trying to escape into what's next. Last exhale here, maybe go a little bit deeper, but only going to the point where you feel that sensation. Inhale, gently come back through midline. Give that right knee one more squeeze to itself. And then go ahead, swap it out with the left. Right leg falls nice and heavy. Left knee comes up and in. Inhale, find that nice tight squeeze, nice ankle rotation. And then going the opposite direction. And then once you feel balanced, let that right hand guide that left knee over towards the right. Your opposite hand reaching out either in a goalpost or a T. And then again, we're really early on, just recognizing these sensations, recognizing where you are on your mat right now. It won't feel like the supine twist we complete at the end of class because we're really early on. So just appreciate where we are right here, right now in the process, finding your breath, sending those inhales into whatever sensation you need. Maybe that's even your mind, allowing that mind to find that connection with our body, with our breath, and finding the ability to tap into that right here and then also off the mat. We've got 2 more breaths on this side, so sending those inhales to wherever you need. Also recognizing the joy of the different story. The second side always has a little bit of a different story, so see what it has to tell you. And then on your next inhale, gently come back through midline. Give that left knee one more squeeze to itself. And then let that right knee come up to meet left. Give it a tight, tight squeeze here. And then waking up our sensation, begin to rock and roll maybe side to side, giving a low back massage. Again, waking up our body. And then begin to rock and roll up and down the length of your spine. Really big movement here. Cross over those ankles, plant your hands, and then gently step back into our plank pose. Finding the connection here, we're only here for a beat. We're in the exact same posture as we were reclined, just a different variation. Stay here, stay in the moment, and then traveling through knees or plank, come all the way down to your belly. Moment here. Now bring your toes to press down into the top of your mat. Let your hands come out in line with your shoulders on tented fingertips. So just our fingertips are pressing in. And then on an inhale, connect with your toes. Engage that low spine and then gently press into those fingertips, finding our super cobra variation. As you exhale, melt down to the mat, forehead makes connection, finding the here and now, finding the sensation, staying in this moment. 2 more breaths like that. Inhale. Press in with your toes, your legs, your back, and then those fingertips really opening up through that heart space. Exhale with control, forehead to mat. Find the meditation, the connection, whatever it is you need for your intention. 1 more. Inhale, shine it. You can even find a little bit of a curious cobra here, shaking your shoulders side to side. As you exhale, melt down to the mat. Curl those toes back under, hands come back underneath those shoulders, and then pressing it up through that plank or tabletop. Let those hips elevate high and back into our first official downward facing dog. Take some time here, set it up, find some gentle pedaling through those feet, finding the opportunity to arrive right here, right now. Downward facing dog is a posture we make throughout lots of yoga classes. So recognize how this singular posture is exactly what you need right here, right now. Maybe it's heels a little bit higher. Maybe it's pressing into those fingertips a little bit more, shaking your head yes, shaking your head no. Arriving on your mat right here in this shape, in this moment, in this sensation. On an inhale breath, we're going to kick up the heat. We're going to find breath to body connection. Let that right foot reach high to the sky. Reach it tall all the way from right pinkies to right toes. And then as you exhale, take your time. Curl that knee to belly, that knee to chest. We're looking at our right thumb. Gently step it through. You can use your hand to get there if you need to. And then on an exhale, let that back knee come down to the mat. Permission to find a towel or some sort of cushion underneath that back knee if it is touchy at all. And then on an inhale breath, we're going to sweep those hands high, making our way into our low lunge. Check in here. Pull that right hip back in space. Left hip tracks forward. And then as you exhale, we're going to let our hands come down to the top of that right knee, using that as a brace. On your inhale, shine that heart. Look up towards the gaze. Really expand through the back of that left hip flexor. As you exhale, press into that knee, using that as connection to curl through the spine. Twice more like that. Inhale, shine your heart, getting into that back left hip flexor just as much as the front side of our chest. And then exhale, puff up through the back part of the heart space, really exaggerating through that sensation. One more. Inhale, shine that heart, open up in space. Exhale, coil all of that energy in, pulling it in towards self. On your inhale breath, release those hands high, neutral low lunge. Exhale, hands come down to frame that front foot. Activate through that back leg. Inhale, step it back into our plank pose. Feel that power, that connection of staying here. And then as you exhale, traveling through knees or plank, elbows graze those ribs, come all the way down to belly. Tops of your toes press in. Inhale, breath, fingertips out in line with your shoulders, tented fingertips. Find that super cobra. Curious cobra is an option as well. Exhale, let that forehead come to mat. Find your space, find the here, find the now. Every sensation in your body is perfect. And then inhale, press up through plank or tabletop. Hips high and back, downward facing dog. Deep reset breath here. Inhale into your hips, your heart, your shoulders, your mind, wherever you need to go. And then exhale, soften. On your next inhale, let that left leg travel high to the sky. We've got second side. As you exhale, pull that knee to belly, knee to chest, looking at that left thumb. Gently step it through. Use your hand to get there if you need to. And then we're going to drop down to that back knee. Inhale, breath, sweep those hands up and around, low lunge. And then as we exhale, we're going to settle them down onto that left knee. Inhale, pull that heart up and through, really finding that sensation in that right hip flexor this time. Exhale, press it away, puffing through the back of the heart space. Full body movement while being supported by the earth, using gravity as a tool. Inhale, shine through that heart space. Find that sensation in that lunge, really opening up. Exhale, press it away, coil through, pulling that energy into your space. One more. Inhale, shine your heart. Feel that nice open sensation as you fill up your lungs. Gaze goes high. Exhale, press it away, coil it through. On your next inhale breath, sweep those hands high, neutral low lunge. Exhale, hands come down to frame that front foot. Activate through that back leg. Inhale, step it back, plank pose. Feel that power, feel the connection. Don't run away from this sensation. Stay right here. And then as you exhale, travel all the way to belly. Fingertips come out wide, tops of our toes press in. Inhale, breath, super cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, breath, pressing it up through plank or tabletop, making our way into our downward facing dog. Reset breath here, sending it to where you need, feeling the sensation feeling the here and now, continuing with breath to body movement, but also using gravity in our favor. Inhale, right leg lifts high to the sky, reach it tall. Yet again, as we exhale, we're pulling our knee to belly, knee to chest. We're looking at our right thumb, gently step it through. Again, we're going to drop down to the back knee. This time, however, we're going to either find tools underneath our hands, if we have yoga blocks, if we have jars. We're going to really find that nice proud chest. And then as we exhale, we're going to walk our fingertips back, pulling our right toes back towards our nose. We're not going all the way down to seated. We're staying elevated on our left knee. And then inhale, pull those toes back. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, pull those toes back a little bit more. Active movement with tiny, tiny little adjustments. Exhale, maybe bend your elbows a little bit, going for the sensation through the backs of our legs, backs of our hamstrings. Last breath here, let's find 2 to 3 tick-tocks with those toes, letting those toes rotate side to side, recognizing where you need, and use that exhale to soften. Little movements, big changes. Inhale, breath, walk it forward, neutral lunge, and then activate through that back knee. Inhale, step it back, plank pose. Reset here, find the power. Feel the sensation from one side to another, staying in the moment. Exhale, travel to belly. On your inhale breath, tops of your toes press in, fingertips out wide. Super Cobra variation. Exhale, forehead to match. Stay here. Feel the pressure of the forehead. Feel the sensation of gravity. And then really find that sensation of breath as you inhale, press it away. Exhale, arrive in your down dog. Reset breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. On your next inhale, left leg lifts high to the sky. Exhale, pull that knee to belly, knee to chest. Looking at left thumb, gently step it through. Dropping down to that back knee yet again. Shining that heart, puffing that chest, using your tools if you need. And then as you exhale, sit those hips towards the back. But again, we're not going all the way to the earth. We're staying elevated. We're staying in control. Inhale, pull those toes back towards your nose. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, pulling back a little bit more. Maybe on this exhale, bend your elbows. Last breath here, let's find those tick-tocks, letting those toes fall side to side. Using that exhale to soften into the sensation. Next inhale, gently walk those hands forward, neutral lunge. Activate through that back leg. Inhale, step it back, plank pose. Exhale with control, coming all the way to belly. Use your big muscles, use those connections. Fingertips out wide, toes press in. Inhale, Super Cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, press it up through plank or tabletop. Hips elevate high and back. Downward facing dog. We've got reset breath here. We've connected with the front sides of our legs, the back sides of our legs. We've opened up through our heart space. We're going to pull it all together here in this sensation. Trust in our body, trust in our strength. Inhale, that right leg lifts high to the sky. Reach it tall. As you exhale, pull that knee to belly, that knee to chest, looking at that right thumb. This time we are going to stay active on the back leg. Always an option to drop down to knee if you need it. On your inhale breath, press into those left toes, reach it tall. As you exhale, land into your crescent lunge. Feeling the connection here. If you need to heel toe your feet out wider, option to do so. Inhale, reach high through those fingertips. As you exhale, press into those back toes as those hands travel backwards, airplane variation. Inhale, swoop it around. Feel that big energy sensation as you reach those hands tall. Exhale, sit it low in that front leg. Sweep them back, finding a little bit of a humble sensation here. We got one more on this side. Inhale, sweep it tall. Exhale, airplane variation. Squeeze those shoulder blades together on the back side of your back. Inhale, reach it tall, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Inhale, step it back, plank pose. Find that connection, find that power. Exhale, traveling through plank or tabletop, come all the way to belly. Toes press in, fingertips out wide. Find the tips of those fingers. Inhale, breath, super cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, breath, press it up through plank or tabletop. Hips travel high and back. Downward facing dog. Reset breath. We're moving into second side. Feeling this feet connect. Staying here, staying in the moment. On your inhale breath, left leg reaches high to the sky. Reach it tall. As you exhale, pull that knee to belly. Knee to chest. Looking at that left thumb. Gently stepping it through. Now find that connection. Press into those right toes. Inhale. Use that connection to sweep it tall. Crescent lunge. As you exhale, swoop it down. Submit into this airplane variation. Sit it low in that front knee. Inhale. Use that arm movement to really feel all the energy coming in. Exhale, airplane flow. We've got one more. Really sweep it around. Find that sensation. Sit it low in that front leg. Exhale, reach it back. Inhale, sweep it tall. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Inhale, step it back, plank pose. Find the power, find this check-in, looking at that space right between our fingertips. Feel your intention right there. And then as you exhale, come all the way to belly. Tuck your toes, press in, fingertips out wide. Inhale, breath, super cobra. Exhale, release. On your inhale, press it up. Make your way into your downward facing dog. We've got 3 breaths here. It's a little lunar pause. Permission to take child's pose or tabletop as well. This is your chance to stay right here on your mat in stillness, in breath, feeling that intention soak in, but also feeling this personal sensation. Feel the change in your shape, the change in your body. As you breathe and move, finding that connection with our shape, with this present moment. It's really hard to let your mind travel to different places or to not be thinking, because in that breath to movement sensation, you'll fall over. It's a good sensation and practice and balance. And staying in the moment, staying in the present, feeling every little sensation is a perfect way to keep balance off the mat as well. We're gonna find those movements. However, we're gonna stay just for a breath in each. We're gonna find the little flow, the little dance, and then come into a heart opener right in the middle. So feel the sensation. Try and stay right here and right now, even though you know where we're going. You know what sensation we're doing. You're going to enjoy every little bit and then share that radiation with that radiating heart opener. On your inhale breath, let that right leg lift high to the sky. As you exhale, pull that knee to belly. Knee to chest, we're looking at that right thumb. Gently step it through. Drop down to that back knee. On your inhale breath, sweep those hands up and around, low lunge. Exhale, hands come down to the knee. Inhale, pull that heart up and through. Feel that sensation in that back left hip flexor. Exhale, press it away, coil it in. Feel that sensation coming internal. Inhale, breath, come back through neutral. Sweep those hands tall. Exhale, hands come down to frame that front foot. Inhale, puff that heart using your tools if you need them. As you exhale, tick-tock those hips back. Staying elevated, pull those toes back towards your nose. Inhale, send that breath to where you need. As you exhale, if you'd like to take a little wiggle through those toes, tick-tocking those toes, you can. On your inhale breath, walk those hands forward, low lunge. Activate through that back leg. Inhale, sweep it tall. Crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane variation. Heart melts, reach it through. Inhale, sweep it tall. Here comes one of our changes. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Drop down to that back knee. Inhale, sweep it tall, low lunge. Then keep it going. Let those hands either come like they're slipping up underneath your ribcage, or if it's an easier sensation on your heart space, you can let them slide back down into your back pockets or proverbial back pockets. Now squeeze your elbows together, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Inhale, puff that heart just like we did in our half splits. And then as you exhale, sit it low. Make your way into this heart opener, this hip opener. We're finding 3 breaths. Using the energy to squeeze those elbows together, opening up through this heart space, opening up through those hips. We're already at 2. It's a big movement, big sensation. Stay here. Don't leave the mat. Don't try and exit out of this posture. On your next inhale, come back through neutral. Sweep those hands tall. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Activate through that back leg. Step it back, plank pose. Traveling through knees or plank. Extended reverse Shavasana here, forehead to the mat. You can take your hands underneath your forehead as well. We've got 2 breaths. Reconnecting with this intention. Feeling the body, feeling the right side versus the left. Check in with where you need to be right here, right now. And the answer is in your own sensation, in your own body, and on your mat. On your next inhale, let those tented fingertips come out wide. Press into the tops of your toes. Inhale, breath, super cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, breath. Press it up through plank or tabletop. Hips high and back. Downward facing dog. Reactivating, re-energizing, reconnecting breath. Inhale, up through those fingers, up through those toes. Feeling it travel all the way into our hips. As you exhale, soften here. We've got second side. Inhale, that left leg reaches high to the sky. As you exhale, pull that knee to belly, knee to chest. We're looking at that left thumb. Gently step it through. And then dropping down to that back knee, setting up here. Inhale, sweep those hands tall, reach it high. Exhale, hands come down to that front leg, setting up. As you inhale, pull that heart up and through, gaze goes high, just as much in that back hip flexor as we're shining our heart. Exhale, press it away, coil it in, feel that connection here, really puffing through the back of the heart space. Inhale, breath, come back through neutral, sweep those hands high, just to reset our shoulders. Exhale, hands come down to frame that front foot. Inhale, breath, puff that heart up and through, setting up, find that straight spine. Now not losing that straight spine, tick-tock those hips back, already pulling our toes back towards your nose. Inhale, shine that heart through as your toes elevate more. And then exhale, tick-tock your toes if you did so on the other side, also finding a bend in our elbows if we need it. Next inhale, gently walk those feet or hands back to frame that front foot. Activate through that back leg. Inhale, sweep those hands up and around, traditional crescent. Exhale, flow into that airplane variation. Crown reaches forward. Inhale, sweep those hands high. Exhale, hands come down to frame that front foot. Dropping down to that back knee. Here's our hip opener, our heart opener, but more than anything, permission to stay in this sensation. Inhale, sweep those hands high. Keep it going all the way around. Find the same hand variation, either sliding it up underneath your ribs or sliding it down into your back pocket. And now really, with intention, with control, pull those elbows together. Pull those shoulder blades together. Inhale, puff up through that chest. And then as you exhale, use your hands as a prop to gently settle into your max, your limit. Breathing in this space, gaze goes high. Keep those elbows tracking towards each other. It's a big sensation. A lot bubbles up. Emotion, sensation. Breath might feel a little bit short. Just stay with it. We're here for 2 more. Inhale, make length in your vertebrae. As you exhale, find that depth. Last one here. Try and stay. Squeeze those elbows together. Open up through that heart space. And then inhale, gently come back through midline. Reach those fingertips high. Exhale, hands come down to frame that front foot. Activate through that back leg. Inhale, step it back. Plank pose. And then with control, exhale, coming all the way down to belly. Fingertips can stack underneath your forehead, giving your nose a little bit of space here, or forehead pressing down into mat. Feel the length on the back side of your neck. As you inhale, feel a gentle tug on the crown of your head, lengthening through our vertebrae as we're totally supported on our bellies. One more breath here. Stay in the moment. Stay in the here. Stay in the now. And then a little shift coming up here, a little change. On your next inhale, bring those hands underneath your shoulders, pressing it up into a tabletop, just as a transition. And then either curling over those ankles or sweeping them out to the side, make your way onto your seat. As you inhale, puff up through that chest. As you exhale, with control, make your way onto your backs. Once we're there, let those toes fall out wide, fingertips reach up overhead. Use that exhale. Stay here. Solidify your presence on your mat in this moment, in this here and now. On an inhale, pull that right knee up in towards chest. Give it a tight squeeze. Then move it out of the way of your ribs. Even tighter squeeze. As you exhale, let that left hand guide it over towards, or the left, right hand falls out wide. 3 breaths in the supine twist. Recognize how this sensation is different, or perhaps the same as it was at the beginning of class. Finding that connection with breath. Try and stay in this moment, sending your inhales to the point of sensation, exhales to soften, and recognizing those tiny shifts as we breathe. On your next inhale breath, gently come back through midline. Give that knee one more squeeze to itself. And then gently swap it out with the left. Right leg goes long, left leg comes up in space. Give it a tight squeeze to itself. Then move it out of the way of the rib cage, pulling it up and in towards your armpit. And then on an exhale, let that right hand guide it towards the right while left hand reaches out in space. And same thing, 3 breaths. Stay here. Stay on your mat. Recognize the different sensations. Recognize the depth, the ease, wherever your body might be holding on to some sensations, and use those exhales to soften. One more breath here. On your next inhale, gently come back through midline. Give that right or left knee, one more squeeze to itself. Right knee comes up to meet left, giving yourself a tight squeeze, activating every single muscle in your body, scrunching your toes, your feet, your calves, your shins, your quads, your hamstrings, glutes and belly. Feel your chest and shoulders, fingertips and arms getting involved. Now bring that face up to kiss your knees, scrunch your face like you just bit into something beautiful and sour. And then as you exhale, permission to release into the same shape you had at the opening of class. Maybe Supta Baddha Kavasana with props under your knees. Maybe bent knees or constructive rest. Or perhaps it's full Shavasana that's calling to you. Whatever it is, whatever shape you need right here, right now, go ahead and give yourself the shape and the sensation of floating off into Shavasana. Gently bring your sensation, your attention, your focus back into this room, back into your body, back onto your mat. Begin to gently reawaken your shape by finding little micro movements, maybe tickling your fingers with your thumbs, wiggling your toes, any sensation you need. And then if you're not there already, move really sweetly and gently, letting your knees come back through neutral and then reaching those feet out long. As you inhale, let those fingertips reach up overhead, finding a nice reawakening breath, final big deep stretch. From the shape, recognize right hand side for external solar energy or left hand side for internal lunar energy. Whichever side sounds nice, sounds like it's calling to you. Pull those knees into chest and use that bicep as a pillow as you gently roll over on your side, keeping your eyes closed or your gaze soft. Find this final posture, this final beat of class to really soak in how powerful our mind is, how awesome our sensation in our body is, to be able to stay in this present moment, to stay here and stay now, and to appreciate all the little things, and to not rob yourself of that by trying to escape into the future or the what if or whatever else that might be pulling your attention. With closed eyes or soft gaze, gently press up into a comfortable seated position towards the top of your mat. Once you're there, pressing palms into chest or finding hands together at heart center, drop your chin towards chest first and foremost, thanking self for this movement, this breath, but most importantly, the gift of the present moment. And then on an inhale breath, bring those hands together up to that third eye center, that space right between your eyebrows. Let your gaze go high as you inhale into that sensation. Please know, the inner teacher and light within me so recognizes and so appreciates the inner teacher and light within you. And one way we say this is to bow our heads and say, Namaste.